What's up, everybody? You are back on the Other Side podcast with me, Mike G, and today's guest is a very special one. He is a man who embodies hard work, dedication, and passion. From his rural roots in Florida to the electrifying world of the bare knuckle fighting championship, he has carved his name into fight history with raw power and unbreakable will. Fans of the Other Side, I am truly honored to introduce you to the BKFC middleweight champion and pound for pound king, Redneck David Mundell. How's it going, man?
What's going on, man? I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you making the time. I want to get right into it. Take me back to the very beginning. What was life like growing up for the little redneck?
I just grew up riding four-wheelers, fishing, and you know, doing my thing.
Man, I grew up in Arkansas, which is different than Florida, but I consider myself a redneck as well. And man, walking the creeks all day, shooting birds, I'm right there with you, man.
Oh yeah.
All right. What inspired you to become a fighter, and was it love at first sight?
Let's take it back to high school wrestling. As a senior, about halfway through the wrestling season, the coaches were all like, "Oh, we need somebody at this weight class. You should come in. You should come in." I finally did it, and right away found out I was really good at combat sports, and I found a love for it and took off from there.
Okay. Early in your career, you fought in MMA, where you compiled an impressive 10-5, I believe it was, record in some tough promotions, all the way up to Bellator. I want to talk specifically about a fight from 2016 because it's very relevant today. If you could walk me through your 2016 MMA match with Platinum Mike Perry, and what would it be like today?
We also fought as an amateur, and it was basically the same. It was just a recap. We go out there, and I'm just piecing him up, whooping his ass. I knock him down at the very end of the first round, and he basically got saved by the bell. And to the argument that maybe they shouldn't even allowed him to continue, but he did. I got tired. And the pro bout, I remember going in and taking a shot, and then literally trying to hurt him. I
Hmm.
wanted to break his knee, and I think that kind of energy was wrong. I think I got dealt a little bit of karma there because that wasn't me.
Hmm.
But it's just one of those things that happened. He sat up over top of me, and he was able to get the finish. But that's a whole different sport, a whole different time. I was
Hmm.
young, and I learned a lot since then, especially and from that fight alone. So I would love to fight him in BKFC. I feel like
Hmm.
this is my sport. I feel like I was built for it, and my boxing, my bare knuckle boxing, is above anybody else's. As
Hmm.
everyone can see, I'm pound for pound number one. I'm the middleweight champ, and I'm ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything you miss about MMA?
I really do love jujitsu. A lot of people don't know that I'm a black belt in jujitsu. And it's just different, it's fun. It's another sport. I love all combat sports. I love wrestling. I love jujitsu. I love going and playing with the Muay Thai guys, kickbox and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Again, I got a passion for the combat sports. I just happen to be the best at bare knuckle, and I like it the most. And
Hmm.
it's kind of bittersweet because I don't do any of the other stuff because I'm too scared to get an injury from it
Hmm.
and mess up my money and then not be able to continue to fight. So it's one of those things that I'm working out of balance and everything.
Yeah, it'd be terrible to blow out an ACL going for a takedown and not be able to throw
Exactly.
hands for 2 years. Wow. All right. When did you know that bare knuckle was for you, and how did you end up signing with the BKFC?
So we can say after my MMA career now because I have since stopped, but I wasn't sure if I was going to or not. I just know they were coming to Tampa. They had offered me a fight, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it just to get another notch underneath my belt, do
Hmm.
something that nobody else has done. I got to do something that I could say nobody else has done. But that first fight, man, the crowd, the promotion, the energy, everything, it just, lit a whole new fire underneath my ass. And I was just like, this is what I want to do now. I
Hmm.
took another one that led to fighting Hector and just kind of took off from there.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to mention a few of your fights. Your first 2019, you took on Drew Lipton in your debut. What was going through your mind as you were walking to the ring?
Uh fuck, I ain't got no gloves on. Is this shit gonna hurt? Am I gonna get cut? You know, like looking at Drew, I was like, man, like I don't think he's ready for me because I mean, I took training and stuff very seriously, you know, and I
Hmm.
feel like he was a bit of a soft body, maybe a backyard brawler, you know. So I was like, does he have like some kind of special ability that we just don't know about yet? Like, I had not watched any tape on him. I haven't seen anything. I just didn't know, you know. So
Right.
it was exciting. You know, I live for that kind of fear thrill at the same time. You know, I just
Hmm.
want to learn to overcome it, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. BKFC 10, you take on a legend in the fight game, Hector Lombard. Walk me through the lone loss of your bare knuckle career and what possibly you may have learned and your thoughts on the decision.
So very first off, Dawson decision. I think it was bullcrap. I definitely think I won that fight.
Hmm.
What I learned is more of what BKFC actually wants to see, you know, the type of fighting they want out of a fighter and more of the brawl side of things.
Hmm.
And man, let me tell you, that was a tough loss to take.
I bet. All right. Let's see here. What does the word redemption mean to you personally?
It just means getting back what's owed.
Getting backwards out. I like that. All right. December 2022, you find yourself towing the line against Francesco Ricci for the BKFC Middleweight Championship of the World. What was your mindset going into that fight? And talk about your crowning moment.
Going into that fight, you know, I was completely confident. I actually knew Ricci. He's a friend of mine, so it was kind
Okay.
of bittersweet, you know. There's outside things that just pretty much led me to that fight that I had no control over. So I just went in there. I was confident, and I just handled business. At the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do.
Gotcha. I watched that fight last night. Man, dude's got a reach.
Right. He's
man,
tall, and he's got
man.
some heart, man. Like you
Hmm.
cannot you're not gonna make that kid quit. You know,
Yeah.
you knock him down, you know, even touch him to the body where he can't breathe, you know, he still
Hmm.
got up and he still wanted to fight, you know, and
Yeah.
a lot of people won't do stuff like that. It was, so to speak, went out on a shield, you know. A
Hmm.
lot of guys will go in there, and once they start getting pieced up and they realize that they're outmatched, they just go, "There's no way for me to win this fight," and
Hmm.
they just
Look
don't
for a way
stand
out.
there.
All right. The moment you knew that fight was over and you realized that you were the new champion, what was the first thing that went through your head? I've had people say that it's almost like a near-death experience. Your whole life flashes before your eyes, and then I've had people just say, "I'm the champ." What was it like for you?
Nothing so extravagant like that. You know, the very
Gotcha.
first I knock them out and they call the fight, I jump up in joy, right? And then I look back and I see him, and then reality kind of hit me. I'm like, that's my boy. You know, he had
Hmm.
already been through some tough situations where he was in a coma previously from a fight, you know, so that those emotions start right. Like, could you imagine if you fought a friend and then all of a sudden, you know, he doesn't wake up or some shit like that? And
Oh,
so that kind of
mm-mm.
hit me, and I was like, damn. And I remember going like, that's my boy. Like, and then it was bittersweet.
That
But
just gave me goosebumps, man.
yeah,
What fight in your BKFC career do you think tested you the most?
I would say probably the Richmond fight. I have another one, Russo. I can never pronounce his name right, but they're kind of similar, right? I come out in the first round, I'm completely confident, moving around, and very quickly get dropped, you know, and then kind of like, oh shit, like
Hmm.
I gotta hone in, I gotta lock in, I gotta do this, you know.
Yeah.
And then come back and push forward and take the fight back, you know. So both of those kind of went the same route. Richmond, I actually got the finish. The other one I didn't, but either way, they're neck and neck.
Hmm. All right. Your most recent fight came against Danny Christie in Marbella, Spain. First of all, what was the experience of going to Spain like, and talk us through how the fight played out?
Man, Spain was amazing. A whole different culture, you know. It's
Hmm.
cool because like everything is slow mornings over there, and I really appreciate stuff like that. You know, you wake up,
Hmm.
nobody's in a rush. You know, you won't see people outside till like 10, 11 o'clock. You go get some coffee, you're hanging out, and then in the middle of the day, everyone goes away again. They got, I think they call it a siesta, right? Everyone goes home,
Hmm.
takes a nap, whatever it may be. And then at nighttime, it's normal to eat dinner at like 10, 11 o'clock. And if you go to a restaurant, like you're not there for 30 minutes to an hour, you're there for like 2 to 3 hours, and they completely wait on you on one table. So if you go over there without this knowledge, you think these guys are being lazy and the service sucks, and it's not the way it is. If you order an appetizer, if you order a few appetizers, right? They're going to
Mhm.
bring a plate out at a time. And once it's gone, they're going to come over, see it's gone, and then they're going to start bringing out the next one. They won't come and drop everything off. It's not about scooting you out of the
Right.
table as fast as possible.
It's not
It's just
Applebee's.
yeah, it's very laid back and just nice. So it was a beautiful experience as far as that goes. And then, walking around the city, everybody recognized me with or without the belt, with or without the cowboy hat. They
Yeah.
had my face plastered everywhere. I was treated like a celebrity, and it was just amazing. The whole experience was amazing. And then to top it off, I got a good finish, nice easy fight, and I woke
Mhm.
a lot of people up who I don't think there was a lot of doubt that I was going to win. I just don't think people realized I was going to win in the fashion that I did and make it look as easily as I did.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Um, we're less than 2 weeks out from your next fight, where you're going to take on Donald Sanchez in Albuquerque. Um, how is the training camp going, and what can fans expect to see from you in the ring that night?
Listen, training camp's going phenomenal. I'm working my ass off. I just recently quit my job to really, focus and lock in on this training camp.
Hmm.
Um, I'm doing all kinds of things to get prepared for the elevation out there. I'm gonna go out there early, still working, and to be expected as always is a fight. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna showcase my skill, and I'm gonna do my best to put this guy away as fast as I can.
Hell yeah, man! I'm looking forward to it. Um, my next question, I shared it with you ahead of time. As I've told you, the inspiration for these interviews is hopefully to help people who are struggling in life, maybe feeling broken or like giving up. If you feel comfortable, could you possibly share a time in your life where maybe you couldn't see the other side of the problem and or struggling through it, and how you came out of it?
I will we'll take it back to the Hector fight. Of course, there's other things.
Hmm.
Um, but that fight was a really, to me, a big opportunity, and I felt I was super prepared for it, super confident, go in there and thought I did amazing, and then to watch another his hand get raised, and I really thought it was unfair. And I know it's kind of it sounds like bratty to think about, but like that devastated me. I just made me feel like, okay, well, maybe this sport's not for me. And it was almost 2 years since that fight before I had fought again, because honestly, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I had fought in front of Dana White a few times, won those fights. I had other big fights that were on big promotions that I wound up losing and stuff, and thought, okay, well, maybe I just will never, maybe it's just not meant for me to get up to
Hmm.
that next level. So taking that loss was super hard. I stopped training. I got heavy, and all and just I just it was a very tough time. Um, eventually, like, you get that itch where, like, you know what, I want to do this again, and like
Hmm.
I shouldn't give up. And I'm like, if I just really sit down, focus, and have the discipline that's necessary, and you know I don't need motivation, I just need discipline. I got to show
Hmm.
up every day, I got to do what I know I'm supposed to do, and work towards what you want, and
Hmm.
really dedicate yourself to it. So I decided I was gonna go after it again. I got back in the gym. I started training. I started losing all the weight. I'm ready. The fight came up. I took another BKFC fight, and I was against the Grusso kid. And again, I went out there real early, get knocked down real fast, and it's like, fuck, here we go. I'm gonna lose over to somebody I should be mowing over. And I remember at that point, I just was like, no, this is not the way this is going down. And I got back
Hmm.
up, and I just kicked it in high gear and went to work.
Hell yeah, man! I love that. Um, what makes a redneck, and how did you get your nickname?
My nickname was given to me by my coaches. So I think all nicknames need to be earned. They shouldn't be
Hmm.
given. You shouldn't be calling yourself anything. It's whatever everybody else calls you. And as far as what makes one, man, that's up for debate for anybody. But I think it's just being an outdoorsy guy, Like I
Hmm.
like fishing, I like foiling, I like hunting, you know, those things, and also being able to survive doing that. Like if right now, if everything fucking hit the fan and you
Hmm.
know the zombie apocalypse came in, I'll be able to feed my family. I'll be
Yep.
able to build things. I can work on my own cars. You know, I feel like I would be okay, and we'd probably be living better than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Country boy can't survive.
exactly,
All right. Finish this sentence for me. I fight because.
because I love to.
Okay. Uh, if you could talk to your younger self, what would you say?
You know, start now. Don't procrastinate. Stay disciplined and work your ass off.
Definitely. All right. What legacy do you hope to leave behind when you retire for your combat sports career?
You know, I just want to make it known to people that you know, the hard work does pay off, you know. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you put your time in, you can achieve anything.
Hmm.
So I just want to leave behind knowing that I went on a tear and knowing that I made a difference in this sport, that I brought some eyes to it, and we take off from there.
Yeah. All right. This next section is kind of goofy. I'm going to try to bridge the gap between world champion bare knuckle fighter and redneck in Arkansas. So these are going to be kind of goofy. Some of them, I promise you've never been asked before, but we're going to get your opinion on some stuff. My first question is, what do you prefer, pulled pork or brisket?
Ooh, brisket. I'm a beef
There we
guy.
go.
Pulled pork is good, don't get me wrong, but I'm
Hmm.
not a big fan of pork. It upsets my stomach, and even though it is good and I do still eat it, I do my best to stay away from it. But that brisket, man, when it's cooked just right, a little bit of
Hmm.
fat in there,
Do you like
perfect.
burnt ends?
I do a little crispy fat, the where they burn the fat a little bit,
Yeah. If
flavorful.
you're ever in Fayetteville, Arkansas, give me a shout. When I'm not interviewing fighters for this podcast, I work as a pit master in a 23-time world championship winning barbecue restaurant. You hit me up, man. Dinner's on me.
And me and my homeboy Noah over here can go check you out. Then.
Right on. All right. This next question: both in their prime, who wins, Ali or Tyson?
Ooh. Man, I'm always for the finesse side of things. But Tyson was a fucking force.
Hmm.
Those are always hard, man. I don't know. Fine, fine, fine. I'm just gonna. I mean, it could really go either way. But I'm gonna just say Ali, man. He's smooth, and
Hmm.
if you can't hit somebody clean, it's hard to finish the fight that way. And Ali, I mean, and Tyson finished a lot of his fights early on. So
Hmm.
once he got drugged to deep waters, maybe Ali could pull it off then.
Yeah. And Ali was a master at frustrating people too. And
Exactly.
Tyson was known as a guy who could be frustrated easily. There we
Emotions.
go. All right. What's your favorite animal at the zoo?
A lion.
There
I
we
don't know
go.
to say that like I visit a zoo to just look at an animal. It's not something I would do, but I'm a Leo, so
Me
I'm the
too,
king
man.
of the jungle, baby.
Yeah, for sure. All right. What do you prefer, talk or text?
Text, 100%. Don't call me. Don't call me.
All right. Again, both in their prime. Who wins, GSP or Anderson Silva?
GSP all day. That's my boy. He's just a mastermind of game planning, you know, and going back to frustrating people and being able to work on the inside, staying safe to get there
Hmm.
to take you down and tire you out. And if you've ever done MMA or just wrestling, you know how tiring that is. And that man works. And I think even now, like you see some of these fighters when they're done fighting, man, they get fat, they blow up, they get lazy, and
Hmm.
like GSP, man, he's still in there doing all these like handstands and stuff, and
Looks
just
the same today.
yeah, he just works, and it's honestly his passion. He loves to do it. He loves to be fit, stay fit.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
he's been an idol of mine for a long time too. So
me
definitely
too, brother.
GSP.
I think he does the same thing Chael did to Anderson without the mistake at the end.
There you go.
All right. It's Saturday, game day. Who do you root harder for, the Hurricanes or the Gators?
I do not watch football.
Okay. All right. you're going to go buy a new hat. Are you buying a Stetson or a Resistol
Uh,
or something else?
I really, man, I got such a damn big head. I go there, I gotta try everything on. I just pick. I don't even pay attention to name brands. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what brand boots on that I got right now. I
Gotcha.
just
You
they
picked the one
fit, they
that
feel
fits.
comfortable. I think they look good when I look in the mirror. That's the ones I get, and
Hell
I.
yeah, man. True redneck style. I love it. All right. In your bathroom at home, does the toilet paper feed over the roll towards you, or does it go behind the roll?
Mullets are bad.
Hell yeah,
Over
man.
the front. It's
All right. What
appropriate.
do what?
I said this is all. It's only one appropriate way to hang that toilet paper. And it's funny
I
because we
agree.
just went through this the other day randomly. That's funny.
All right. What's the best Rocky movie?
Mm, oh, I like them all, man. I don't really. I'm not a big movie person either. Like I've been known to fall asleep, but the ones I've seen them and they're all good.
Gotcha. Okay. You have to go commit a bank robbery, and you have to take two people with you, a gunman and a getaway driver. Who are you taking with?
Jeff Bailey, and probably that's it. Just me and him. We're gonna ride out and do some dirty shit.
There we go. All right. These next questions, I've reached out to some people that you know to get some stories that I'm going to say are borderline, possibly. You might blush a little bit, is what I'm trying to
Oh,
say.
fuck.
Uh, I was told to ask you what is your favorite Starbucks drink?
Oh, okay. An upside down caramel macchiato with skim milk. I can't remember because I ain't done it in so long. Because it's, Starbucks is like one of those things, man. Like you can't, you can't drink them like that because that shit will make
Hmm.
you fat. So recently, I've been getting the nitro cold brew. Or I'll get 5 shots of espresso. We call that the Jeffa.
Whew. Whew. All right, man. Um, I spoke to a strength and conditioning coach of yours, and he shared with me that at one point, maybe still, but at one point you were quite the boxer connoisseur. Can you share with me what he's talking about as far as your interesting boxers?
Oh, okay. Now my underwear. um. It's not Sheen. It's like maybe it's like Shinesty. I don't know. I got a subscription, man, and they send me a new pair of boxers every month, and they're always some funny shit. Like
Gotcha.
whether like the ones I got on now, I think I have a banana there. The other ones were like hot dogs, or they'll be like balloon animals that are fucking, just always some vulgar shit.
Boxer of the
It's
Month
just
Club.
funny. Yeah, it's good
Nice.
stuff. But he's referring back to he came in he came into the room and I was in my boxers for something. He's like, "Let me see it." I forget you'd have to pull up the video, but it was hilarious. Either way, I
Okay.
had a big old wiener on the front.
That's wild, dude. All right. This next one, same thing. Someone close to you wanted me to ask this. What are your thoughts on resistance band training, and how has the use of them affected you personally?
They brought me to the next level. Absolutely necessary. The stability that you get behind it, the added pressure as you get farther out. I mean, just a little bit of everything, man. It's everyone should be adding that in. Um, they're just necessary. Bottom line.
Was there maybe a moment in time that you were not a fan of a band?
This is you're talking more to, so it's always cringy, right? And I remember, so my personal trainer, he's like, he's working with bands. I'm like, I don't want to work with the bands. He's like, you need to. They're good for you. I'm like, okay, but they're gonna snap. He's like, no, they're not gonna snap. They're not gonna snap. I'm like, all right, I'll take your word for it. I've had 2 of them fucking things bust on me, and one of them slapped me in my shit too. That
That's
was
the moment I'm talking about.
yeah, that shit sucks. And we got it on camera somewhere too. It's kind of
Oh,
funny. We'd have to find it, but
oh,
and now we have the thing that you strap your head into, right? And then he's using the resistant bands for that. So he always makes fun of me, but I can't help it. Like I make a face because there's certain angles, and like if that shit
hmm,
breaks, it's hitting me in the face.
yeah, you're done
And
for.
they're so necessary that my ass is still gonna do it. But goddamn, do I not? I just don't trust them things. I do not trust them things.
That's great. That's great, man. What is something that you really enjoy that maybe most people don't know about?
I mean, I think everyone knows that I love fishing. I love food. Um, I don't know. I don't know. So I mean, I'm a pretty open book. People know me pretty well. You would have to ask and be like a weird. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay, let's see. If you had a message to share with people watching this who may be feeling broken, what would that message be?
We are responsible for ourselves. You know, we ultimately know what we have to do. You
Hmm.
know, you have to have the discipline and the self love to do it. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people, for instance, who may be overweight and they're like, nothing I do, I can't lose weight, all this stuff. And that's not true. That's a lie. You're lying to yourself. You know,
Hmm.
don't eat the stuff you're not supposed to eat. Go for the 15-minute walk that you know you need to do. Like, you know, whatever it is. And that's on the light side, right? So
Hmm.
it comes down to you. You are responsible for you. Do the work necessary and you will see results. It's not a secret.
Hmm.
There's no secret. There's no shortcuts. You got to do you.
Yep. It takes more than Ozempic. Uh, what is the best way for fans and friends of yours to keep up with you these days?
And say that again.
What is the best way for fans and friends of yours to keep up with you these days? Social media.
I would say social media, you know, the select few, like my parents and my family, you know, obviously got my phone number, stuff like texting. Don't call me. But yeah, man, my Instagram is usually what I do the most, and it was what I'm most active on. You know, I got a few people that help me out with that, keeping stuff out there, keeping content out there, and
Mhm.
any information on my fights, all my workouts, and stuff like that. So that's probably the best way there. And if you want to get some nitty gritty details and more in depth stuff, you could always subscribe to it, and we put some cool stuff on there too.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share before we hop off here?
You know, I pretty much said it all. I have a great team behind me. I appreciate everyone that works with me, everyone who's got their hands in the pot to make me better. And June 6th, we coming for another finish.
Hell yeah, man. Redneck, I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for sharing your time. I know, especially right now with the fight so close, it's very difficult. Um, I'm going to upload this to YouTube. As soon as it loads, I'll send you the first copy. If for any reason you don't like it, let me know. I'll take it down. At this point, I've talked to you enough. I honestly feel like you're a friend. I consider you that. I hope you feel the same about me, brother.
We'll see. We'll see if you how well your food is. All right.
Come see me, man. You'll love it.
But I appreciate the time, man. And I'm my own worst critic, so I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna like to listen to myself talk. So you just go ahead and you post it up there, and we'll just run with it.
All right. That sounds good, man. Can't wait to see you fight.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You as well.